Well, good morning. We had a bit of a rainy night, even though there wasn't rain in the forecast. It rained anyway, so imagine that. Weatherman being wrong. But we made it through okay. The tent held up good. I stayed dry in here, slept pretty good. Now it's time for the morning coffee. Got our water on the boil right now. And a couple sprinkles here and there. That's why I'm doing this in the tent this morning. Here we go. This is what happens when you haven't had your coffee and you try to do this kind of stuff. Always remember to get your little packet out. And let's have a quick sip before this water gets going. It's good. Good stuff. I tell you, it really makes a difference here in this tent. Sitting up having breakfast like this. I've seen other people do it, but this is the first time that I've tried it for myself. But it always pays to watch other folks do stuff. You just might get a good idea. And this is definitely a good idea this morning. Get our little cozy ready to go here because it recommends it. Put it in the cozy after you add the water. And I can already tell that's up to a boil. You can kind of see the steam rolling out of the top of the pot. When that happens, you know your water's ready. And we'll give him a quick stir. Okay, our meal's had time to rehydrate. Take it out of the cozy and have a look at it. Okay, we'll give this a quick stir. Italian corn polenta with breakfast sausage crumbles and garlic herbed Parmesan cheese. So those green flakes must be the herbs, but it looks like it kind of looks like green onions. We'll give it a go. It's hot. It smells good. We'll see about the taste. Yeah, it tastes good too. Okay, I wanted to give you a little shot of the trail here. This is the first decent shot that we've had, and we've been going through a lot of thick brush, and it's been just about like walking through a car wash. Everything's wet from the rain last night, and when you go through, have to walk through all that brush, you get a little bit wet, and you know it's pretty dark. Or really wasn't much to see back there. I don't know how well you could have seen it. Okay, folks, I'll give you a quick shot of the trail there, and this is why I don't do a lot of filming on the during the trail, at least while I'm in this kind of rocky and steep terrain. But there's uh, trees blown over throughout the trail. It's pretty steep. I don't know how well you can tell it from here, but it's certainly steep enough. And, you know, with the rain that we've had overnight, and, you know, oftentimes you're walking on these rocks here. They're covered with moss and they're wet. So that's a little bit of idea about what we're dealing with out here today. We are at the intersection of the North-South Trail and the Laurelly Branch Trail. Here's a little sign right here. Of course, the sign's pretty weather worn, so it's hard to read, but that's what it says, Laurelly Branch Trail. And the trail goes off in that direction. And we'll take a moment just to look around a little bit. Looks like we've got a nice little campsite here. So if you're ever up this way and you're about done for the day, there'd be a nice little place to stop and camp. And out here, these cairns, or, you know, stacks of rocks, are just about the only trail markers there are out here. They usually have some form of signage at the major intersections like the one I just showed you. But as far as trail markers, that's pretty much all you get, and that's one of the bigger ones right there. Most of the time, these cairns only consist of 2 or 3 smaller rocks stacked on top of each other. It's already about lunchtime anyway, so why don't we just take advantage of this nice spread out campsite over here, and we'll stop and drop the pack and have a snack for our midday meal. And let's have a look at these soggy feet I've got. You always want to take care of your feet out here on the trail. If you don't take care of your feet, they certainly won't take care of you. Oh yeah, we've got a nice little site here. They even left me a chair to sit in. That was pretty nice of them. Okay, folks. Sitting here stopping and taking a break. Got these soaking wet shoes and socks off of me and letting my feet air out. They're nice and dry. But the bad part about it is now I've got to put those same socks and shoes right back on. Although my feet do feel a lot better and I have wrung the water out of the socks, but still they're still going to be wet. I checked the socks hanging on the outside of my pack there. I'll kind of let you take a look at it. You can move my trekking poles out of the way. There you can see the socks hanging there, but they're not any drier than what I just took off because the sun really hasn't been out today, so it's hard for wet stuff to dry. And then there's my tent. I put it on the outside of the pack for the same reason. It's a bit wet, and I didn't want to put it inside the pack because the little bit of stuff I have that's dry, I want to keep it dry. Look at that. First good water source I've hit, and I'm about halfway through the trail. And here's where we're going to cross. So I'm going to make this creek crossing real quick. Then I'm going to drop my pack, and then we're going to camel up. Okay, we're at another water crossing here. I got a feeling that water's going to be plentiful on this last half of the trail. Now we just got to find a way to pick our way across. Yeah, we'll get that mud off of us anyway. This will probably be another bog hole up here in about 50 feet, but you do what you can. And here we are going back into the green tunnel. A hiker I ran into up on the trail described this as a river crossing, and if you look straight ahead there, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a cairn that is telling us that this is the way across. That water is pretty deep, I can tell you that. We'll have to scout this out for a minute to see what the best place to cross is. But our feet's already wet, so that's not an issue. But it's, from here, it's a safety issue. Okay, it looks like we're just going to have to go across right here. Well, I tell you, that's the deepest and the swiftest water crossing I've ever done. I don't know if you can see the rapids up there or not, how well you can see them. But I crossed straight across right here. Now, there's quite a bit of water in this hole. I went up almost to my knees. And that water's pretty swift. If it, you know, I could feel it pushing against my legs, but I just took my time and used my trekking poles, and we made it across safe and sound. But anyway, I was told that there was some campsites up here. You can see the cairn that marked the way where the path is, so let's see if we can't make our way up here, and we might just go ahead and find us a camp for the night. I think we've earned it. We definitely got our shoes washed off, I can tell you that. We're good until the next bog hole. Okay, let's see what we got. A little bit of signage. Let's see what we got here. Okay, Laurelly Branch, so we're at the other end of that now. And I am seeing a campsite over here. Let's go over and investigate. Oh yeah. Yeah, here's a nice big fire ring, and looks like a couple of chairs here. This looks good to me, all except for the little mats. Oh my goodness, what a day we've had. Not sure exactly how many miles I went. I think it was only like 6 or 7, maybe, something like that, but they were hard fought 4 miles, I can tell you that. It was muddy and boggy, and the trail was sketchy in most places, and I had to scramble around or go under some stuff, and it was a hard fight for sure. But we made it into camp today. We're roughly about 2/3 of the way through the trail, I reckon. And I don't know that I'll make it all the way out tomorrow or not. I might, hike another day like today and stay, maybe one more night. And then the last morning I probably wouldn't have to walk but a mile or 2 at the most if I did that. But anyway, I've got in here to camp, got camp set up. And the menu tonight is Peak 2 Refuel home-style chicken and rice, and I've got it rehydrating as we speak, and it looks to be a pretty good meal. But anyway, I had to have some of my Tailwind Nutrition chocolate shake. It's supposed to help with rebuilding the muscles after a hard workout. And I used I also took an Advil, and hopefully that'll get me loosened up a little bit. I'm kind of sore today, where I had to got all that exercise, but that's okay. It's good for me, builds character. But having said that, I'm going to see what time it is here. Yeah, we'll have a look at this. Have a look at our meal here. It should be just about ready to go. Yeah, it looks like it's rehydrated. Let me give it a stir. Yep. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that or not, but that's pretty good looking stuff. It smells awful good, and I've been really impressed with this Peak 2 Refuel. Everything I've eaten out of it has been top notch, so we'll give this a try. Oh yeah, that's really good. That's got big chunks of chicken in there, and nice big chunks of carrots, and everything is seasoned just right.